Hi, we are here at the African Musicians Trust, and I've got with me in the studio today Mr. Gary Van Dyke. Now, Gary Van Dyke is an institution in Cape Town. I met Gary many years ago. Like most of us musicians go back way beyond. And Gary, unbeknown to many people out there, Gary is a musician. He's a flautist. He is a journalist. He's also a music presenter on Fine Music Radio. And Gary is a walking dictionary and Wikipedia about jazz. I mean, if you want to know who is recorded on which album in which year, then speak to Gary Van Dyke. So, welcome Gary Van Dyke, lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much. Nowadays Google helps a bit.
You're right.
I'm not of that age where all the buttons there, but it's been an exciting journey, and it's one part of it is almost coming to an end because I just turned 60. So
Wow.
the company I'm at.
And I thought we were twin brothers. We were born on the 1st of June, and I thought it was 1959, but he was born 2 years prior to me. So he's my big brother.
But it's been an exciting journey, and I think one of the important things is throughout my life is realizing how music can play a big part in empowering you, motivating you. Even if you're not a musician, the sounds motivate you. And for me, that journey started in Deep River, way back. And I grew up with my grandparents and my grandfather.
Was it close to where the Spotty Dog used to be?
No, that's a retreat.
Oh, is that retreat? Okay, sorry.
Near the Three Arts.
Okay, right.
When the Three Arts wasn't there, we used to call it the jungle. So that was my playground.
Are you serious? So you saw the Three Arts being built?
We played on that hill.
Yeah.
It was made, but before it was a fantastic jungle, where one of the things we loved doing is we had a Carlton bioscope.
Yes.
And what we would do, we'd watch the bioscope, and then we go to the jungle to reenact
what you just saw. Like the cowboys and cooks.
Yes, But my grandfather was, and a lot of the family, even the family sort of has its roots in District 6.
Yes.
And a lot of the family in District 6 are involved in minstrels, choirs. So there was that blood line.
Yes.
And my grandfather had a sort of very good, even though he was a sort of, what would you call, an orderly at the first at Eton Convalescent Home and then at Victoria, but he was a learned man in the sense that he read, and that's where my love for reading stems from. Loved his music, and for me, he was what you would call those days one of the first. He was amper soos a DJ, but with live music.
Wow.
He was what they called in those days the MC of various dances.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember he had a little box, and the box had like cha-cha in it, little boards.
Right.
Quick step, slow foxtrot. So he would tell the band what to play.
So a little bit like a conductor, but not really conducting.
He had a little easel there.
Yeah.
So on the one side he'd have foxtrot, so you know that's playing.
Yes.
But on the other side he'd put quick step, so the band can see what they must play next.
I see, okay.
So then you just switch it around and then you choose what. So you would sort of control, say, look, we can't have too many waltzes.
Yes, yes.
So from an early age, a lot of the Langarm band guys would come to the house from a very, while you were still doing that. While they still did that, I mean, eventually.
Now just for international viewers, Langarm is Afrikaans for long arm, but it's a different kind of
strict tempo dancing.
Yeah, ballroom strict tempo
dancing. So you always had these guys coming in, and he would have LPs at home, and he would say, to, I think Ati Davids used to come and visit
The
us.
drummer.
I think he was, but I remember Uncle Ati coming.
Yes.
And he put us, and he said, Ati, this is a song that Victor Sylvester, because he was sort of friends with Victor Sylvester.
Okay.
They used to write postcards to each other. Listen to the radio, and then Victor Sylvester, my friend Christopher Dyke in South Africa says, you know, and I thought, wow, you know, my grandfather's being mentioned here on
the radio.
the BBC.
Yes.
And so there was always that, but apart from his love for dance music, there was also the special days when a Sunday afternoon where the Miles Davis would come out, you know, and he'd sit and say, now listen to that and listen. I was very young, and part of me sort of found it strange, but you know, after time it clicked, let me listen to that.
Yes.
And when I started reading, the fun was also, it'd say read. Practice your reading,
Right.
read the LP, read the line, and like so
Brilliant,
it
yeah.
started getting to me. And so from a very early age there was that love for music, even though as I got slightly older, my music taste went to rock a little bit. But even then you found that you read up on rock, and you found that
There were jazz players in
there were
rock.
jazz players in rock. So there was this
Crossover.
crossover all the time.
Yes.
And it started there, you know. But during this, there's also that overhanging dread, the feeling of apartheid, because it touched our lives, you
Yeah.
know. You are taught from an early age, if you go to the bus stop, check where you sit.
When you get on the bus,
On the bus, when you go to
make
the
sure
post
you're behind
office,
this line. Yeah.
when you go to the post office, when you travel on a train, you're aware of the colour of the board and things like that. But we had teachers who were telling us that this is wrong and giving us reasons about why it is wrong. But you still have that feeling, you know, I'm black, I'm not worthy. And
I'm
things
lesser,
Like that.
yeah.
You're lesser.
Mm.
But all this time I'm listening to Miles Davis, I'm listening to Coltrane.
And those are black dudes.
Those are
And they're
black
amazing,
dudes.
yeah.
And I'm reading, I'm checking on the phone, hey, but this is black and white, they're playing together. What's going on?
Exactly.
And the next thing, you know, when I got slightly older, I get to places like the Cape Town Jazz Club, Greenpoint Jazz Club,
Mm.
and there's black, white, pink, blue. Hey man, they're having a
Everybody,
grooving
yeah,
time.
absolutely.
They're having a grooving time, so what the hell is this government saying? And so realizing that unifying force
Yeah.
of what music is doing and getting to know it, it's like, wow, an eye-opener. So it starts empowering you to say how you can fight against the government, you can use movement. And once again, in my teen years, meeting people like Robbie Jensen,
Mm.
Abdullah Ibrahim, and how their music also sort of shaped the struggle.
That's right.
I mean, somebody said to me, I was doing a program and they were saying to me, why do you play instrumental music? It says nothing. I said, you think it says nothing?
Mm.
I said, take a song like Manenberg, there's no words, but you listen, it was a struggle anthem.
And people today who are living outside of South Africa listen to a song like Manenberg and they're brought to tears.
Yes, you know, and it was a sort of the seeds of what I would be one day.
Yes.
And if somebody had said to me when I was still an apprentice in the science, and one day you're going to be a writer, you're going to be a broadcaster,
Yeah.
I would have said, you're talking nonsense.
Correct. Because that was things that was only reserved for the whites.
Reserved for whites.
Yeah.
But as I grew older, you know, you talk to people, and people start realizing you can relate to them. I could relate to older musicians,
That's right.
talking to them about music, and they say, you know, they say, well, Jason Slimlighty, you're a clever kid, weird, and I say, you know, you read albums and things like that. But I also started collecting music.
Yeah.
R5.50 for an LP at Zobo.
That Zobo was where we got our imported albums. Eh?
You know, but I come from a poor background.
No, I could only afford a few imported.
I couldn't even afford import. I still don't know what, there was this thing, no, I only buy import. Till today.
You don't know.
Play me the import, play me the local.
The local, yeah.
I can't tell the difference. But they were kind of that frequency. Okay. But it's 250 extra for the.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 250 was a month supply of beers for me. But it was an exciting time, and all of it played a part in planting seeds in where I could be. And most importantly, reading, not just about music, but about anything, led me to, I could watch something, I could say, oh, this is they doing wrong, that they're doing wrong, this is right. And so eventually, it's via some, I could say, chance, when I was working at Atlanta, somebody said to me, why don't you start writing? And a freelance thing became sort of a regular thing because I popped into the Yale.
And how old were you then?
I was probably, this could be about 35 years ago.
Wow.
35 years ago. I sort of worked it out. Now that you're coming, I came close to the time and I was sort of working out. Okay, that's when it started.
So did you know and did you meet Warren Ludsky at the time?
Yes.
Because Warren is quite a proponent of jazz as well.
See, I knew Warren and Tubby them before.
Okay.
They knew about this kid.
Yes.
Who had a music collection.
Yes.
LP.
Did you ever DJ?
Yes, we had. That's part of it. Electro sound.
Yeah, I remember electro sound.
We were, I think we were probably an offshoot of Tubby in the way that audiovisual creation was somehow involved in that.
Yes.
I don't know if we got out how it was, but we were, if Tubby couldn't do it, then electro sound, even though we weren't called electro sound, but we had that same taste in music.
Yes.
Friends of mine environment, the Stobers, part of their, we all love music.
So you combined your music collection.
Combined music collection, and we were quite an expensive
outfit,
you know. A whole 5 men to hire. Others were charging 3 then.
You mentioned audiovisual creation.
That was Tubby.
That was Tubby, yes.
That was Tubby. But also Tubby and Warren, you family of mine, so
yes.
I go to family functions, you meet them, the Pakistans, they're there.
Yes.
I played cricket with some of the guys who were at that. In fact, I started life as a sports writer.
That's right.
You see.
Cricket? Was it cricket?
Or was cricket, soccer,
yeah.
Anything that happened in Atlantis, I would write about it.
Right.
I sort of get it to there. And then eventually they asked me, don't you want to work here? And I took the chance.
Amazing.
And you know, eventually Warren knew that I've got this love for music, so he started using me and saying, look, I can't do this, you do that.
Wow, fantastic.
So eventually, when he left, I sort of moved into writing the entertainment for the Herald. So it grew from there, and you know, it's.
Did you ever meet Puni Dupree?
Oh yeah.
Rene Dupree. Because he was with Sunday Times and he did the extra side of things.
You see, those days, those
I'm jogging your memory.
The Castle Bar.
Yes.
That was the meeting place of all the journalists, the old man and the young man.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of places that we could go to let your hair down. So the Castle Bar was Friday nights after deadline, hang out there. That's
have a couple of beers together.
You know, and so you got to meet the reporters from the other.
Right.
It was a very. We were all together.
Yeah.
Even though you wrote for
a different newspaper,
for Cape Town, it was a very close knit.
Don't you just wish the musicians would be like that today?
You know, but it's And it was an exciting time because there was the struggle, and you knew that there was this music, our music that was talking to people. And as you went to gigs, you know, and this is also the power of gigs, is that you meet people, and there's still people I know today that I met at Brothers nightclub.
Yes, yes.
You know, we're still friends, even though sometimes we don't see each other. But when we see, it's like, do you remember that night? That?
Yeah. No, I same here. Yeah.
You know, when I first got to meet your bands,
Yeah.
it was like, wow, these are kids my own age. Now I know you're younger than me. But it's peers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I'm looking at you, Tina, Mark, Hugo, Clark, you know, that whole crew is like, there's not just these older musicians.
Yeah.
There's also, hoe sê hulle die kamp? Meiberties.
Yeah.
So that was also an exciting time because you're now meeting your age.
That's right.
And we've got the same interests.
And we listen to the similar music.
Similar music, you know. We're into our little bit of Crosby, Stills, we're into Miles, we're into Yellow Jackets.
James Taylor.
Ooh, yeah, you know, we're going to a gig is like exciting.
Very exciting. Yeah.
You know, going to listen to like the DJs of Tubby, Mr. Eli.
Yeah, Eli's coming.
There was always something exciting. You know, you say, wow, that song, it really hits home. And so all those little nourishments got together and said to me one day that, take the chance. You know, when I got the opportunity to say, write, and it wasn't writing in music news, I couldn't go to a college to learn. Till today people don't know, ek is eintlik 'n electrician, but don't tell anyone. But to take that chance, and when I got to the Herald, everybody was basically had loved writing.
Yeah, and just went for it.
We just went, and a lot of help. Ted Doman, Warren, Dougie Oakes, all those guys. They knew, you know, they saw the potential.
That's right.
And they were prepared to say, we're going to give you a chance. We need black colored writers.
Absolutely.
Working on our papers who know the community. And it just grew from there. And of course, eventually going on to work for the August Night. That was another set. Because
of course.
Then things started changing, so there was more mixing.
Yeah.
And so moving into the August was again, and people always say to me, you know, you used to write movie reviews. I said, yes. Movies was one of those because I love to read.
Correct.
I love to read about movies. I love to read about music, movie making because of the love for reading.
Correct, yeah.
And you know, to watch something. In fact, on last Friday, I went to see Paul Slab's new play, which was really good. And I was speaking to an old friend who knew me from the Tonight days when I was doing reviews.
Yeah.
And he remarked to me, you know, since you left, you and Derek, the old Tonight.
Yes.
There has never been a bad review of a play or movie. I said to him, really, and then I thought, it's actually true.
Yeah.
Because we've lost that.
Yeah.
In life where you can say something is bad.
That's right. Or a portion, or an approach is bad. Yeah.
Yes. You know, and especially with live plays, it used to be, you know, scared. I used to have to come to watch a sort of friends play, and it's bad. And I have to take that friendship away.
And just write objectively.
And the same happened with music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that there was a time I had to say to Robbie Jansen, excuse me, but when are you going to change your repertoire?
Yeah. No, I think you've said it to a couple of people.
You know, and he was very upset with me. How could you? And I said, but I have to.
Yeah.
I said, because I think they were playing at the Groove or something like that. I said, you've got this I've heard your compositions.
Why aren't you doing them?
They are fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't every week want to hear, yes, we love Georgia, we love whatever,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
where's Robbie Jansen? And, you know, I had to do that. But it's like, you get scared.
No,
Not
of
scared,
course.
but you say, you know, I really feel this, but.
Yeah.
And I think, if I sort of fast track to today, it's a problem that nobody is prepared to say when they hear something and it's obviously bad. They're not prepared to say, man, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And in the last few years there's been sort of young stars rising through the ranks, not just in jazz but in sort of poppy music. But when you listen to it, you think, but why is so-and-so saying this when they can obviously hear the voice is tuned?
Or you mean auto-tune?
Auto-tuned.
In the studio.
You know, you can hear, and when you hear it on radio, when you see people perform live without the effects, you say,
Shocking.
what's happening now? And when people say to you, why didn't I said, 10 times I miss that side of journalism.
Because that side of journalism makes people grow. It makes, without, I posted something the other day about critics, but I do believe there's a very important role that critics play in anybody's life. It's like a mentor telling you, listen, do it this way, try it that way.
Yes.
Maybe you'll get a better result.
You know, and we need that again because, you know, even Camilo reminded me, Camilo, that at one of our first meetings, he was playing with Lionel, was out of town.
Yes.
And I said to you, if you want to play with this band, you must play. You mustn't look at the keyboard.
Oh, was Camilo then shy? He was very shy.
But, you know, I went up to him and I said, young man watching Camilo, and I said, if you want to play with this band, you must play. Of course, they're not going to pay you for nothing.
No stealing.
I'm going to tell Nigel that you're just sitting there and you sort of, you know. But we laugh about it. But he said, you know, he went home, and he told that he was chosen to play for that band, so why is he not playing? Why is he scared?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And 2 weeks later, it was like,
amazing.
wow.
Amazing.
You really look at him today. So part of the excitement of my career is doing that, you know, but telling people in a nice way. It's never rude. I try never to be not like something just because.
Yeah.
But you know, I say, you know,
It's constructive.
it's constructive.
Absolutely.
You know, even with presentation, I say to some of the guys, you know, you're lacking something in presentation. You're making me not like your music.
Sure.
And they say, why? I said, because you're sitting there, you've got your band, you're the spokes, you must
Interact.
interact
Engage,
with people,
yeah.
engage with people. You know, if you wrote a song and there's a little story that is, tell us.
Yes, yes. Why
Because
was
then we
this?
listen, even though it's an instrumental,
Yeah.
we'll say, yeah, he wrote this about his dog or something like
Yeah.
that. Ah, there's the dog barking or something. So that we relate. The way you are performing is like, it's a pain for you to perform.
Yeah.
There's no boom. And then they said, oh, Uncle Gary, I'm going to try it. And you look at them, the change, and you say, wow. No one thinks, hold up. Oh.
Yeah. Come on now, speel.
No one, you know, like I was saying, thinking, I think I've created a monster.
A monster, yeah.
But it's the fun, but it's what I've loved, and my main focus has been, it's about empowerment. It's about showing kids from whatever circumstances they come, here is something
Yeah.
that you can do, it can take you across the world. For kids who are not musicians, for younger people, how to listen, what they are listening to, and just the positive role models. You know, you from Lotus River, he's from you see where he is, and it's not actually saying that, but you know, you're pricking. Can you see? Do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, but it's always been somebody was saying on the radio this morning, there was an ad about when your job is a hobby.
Yeah.
It's not really a job, and it's been that for a long. It's been that because it's a hobby about pushing words out there, telling the world about where you can go, what
Yeah.
music can do to you.
Yeah.
And it's sad sometimes that aspect of radio is gone in a lot of cases, where DJs are just given music.
Yeah.
You know, and with such a lot of music available in South Africa, in Cape Town, there are millions of, hundreds of great talents,
Absolutely.
and we're not using that.
Mm. Mm.
You know, some years ago I wrote a thing about the change of music actually changed our communities, because when we were young, we didn't listen really to Springbok radio, even though it was there.
No, LM radio. I remember LM radio.
Or I used to come listen to LPs in your yard,
Yes,
or in
yes.
your room, and it was good music. But
Yeah.
we were the music sort of guided us.
Absolutely.
From no matter where you came.
Yeah.
And today you'll meet those people, they're from Bishop Lavis, Elsie's River, Donker Gat, Sonnepit.
Mm.
But the one thing is the music that taught them, and you can see that they're all teachers, and doctors, and,
Yeah.
and when you speak to them, they tell you
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah.
you know, the music, going to the Beverly and meeting Glenn Robertson and meeting,
Yeah.
I didn't ask Glenn, where you from?
No. we had, our commonality was the music.
You know, till today,
Yeah.
and people say, you know, do you know where he's from? I said, no, I don't know he's from. Do you know what he does? No. Vijay does it. I said, I don't care if he's about that. He doesn't care if I'm a street sweeper.
Correct.
We
Correct.
both like Michael Franks. We
That's
both
right.
like Robbie Jackson.
Yeah.
So, years ago, they started changing formats on our radio,
Mm.
where they were pushing, I won't say bad, but I said the only thing they were pushing was a sort of, this should be popular, and it was the whole gangster thing.
Mm.
So there was a whole thing from the media, push this. And I started, somebody said to me when I mentioned it, I said, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Theorist, yeah.
I said, but and this guy got me 2 weeks ago and he said to me, Gary, you were right. And he said, because we pushed our children into saying this is popular,
Mm. It's now popular.
it's popular.
Yeah.
But it's popular to the detriment of our society.
Society. Yeah.
You know, whereas when we grew up, there was that positive influences, man. You know?
Absolutely.
And now it sort of exploded, and it's a third generation now that
Yeah.
they can't hear.
Yeah.
All
for
they're
sure.
hearing is noise, and they're taking that noise into their lives. And this friend of mine said to me, you know, I laughed at you years ago, and I looked at it, and it's when I see how my children reacted and what they became, they didn't have the right influences.
Mm.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I did this, and out of the blue, a guy calls me on one of story out in Ottery. He says, I haven't got a story, but I want to tell you something. And he tells me, he's looking around him, and he grew up in our era, and he said, it's because the music changed that our whole communities changed.
Yeah.
Push people aside,
Yeah.
you know. But it's still a passion for me. I still enjoy sharing music and getting invited 20 years ago to do radio,
Yeah.
which is also a strange story because I knew nothing about radio.
You started with who?
Initially with
C-flat? No.
C-flat.
C-flat. I remember you on C-flat.
C-flat. Kino Cummins was actually my producer.
Is that a fact, eh?
But the strange thing is with Kino is I started speaking to him. I was much older and I said, you know, come with me and experience music. And he was, and I said, take a chance. Vandag is hy 'n groot meneer.
Absolutely.
You know what it's that type of thing. It sort of, when I started,
Yeah.
it planted the seed. I hope into, look, this is where I
Yeah.
could
I
go.
see some of the guys from C-Flat are even on television. They do
Yes.
sport on TV.
Yeah, but then, because I knew people like, Pusher?
Oh, Rashid Lombard.
Rashid, who used to come to me and say, yeah, this has got nice LPs and don't you want a CDs or whatever? You've got a nice taste and things. Come, we're starting
P4.
Fine Music Radio.
Oh, fine. So that's before P4.
Before,
Okay.
22 years ago, I think
My
it was.
goodness.
And I mean, going for an audition at Fine Music Radio was the funniest thing. Because they said to me, bring along some CDs and we'll do a little test. He says, okay, come in. In 5 to 10, now 10 o'clock you start.
So on air. That's your audition.
You put the CD and you press this when you want to talk, and or I don't know, somebody was pushing buttons for me at the time.
Was Leslie Mackenzie there already?
Leslie Mackenzie was sitting in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
you know, and he says, just talk about the music. And afterwards, he says, that's good, but now, this is how we do it.
Wow.
You know, and it just became a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
talking about it.
Was Eric Allen was
Eric
there
Allen
then?
was
eh?
there. I
Yeah.
think Eric Allen was pushing the buttons.
Yeah.
But we grew into a little, and when you get the feedback,
Yeah.
I mean, I walked out of the studio, it was still at Longcliffe Studios, and I went to Kenilworth Centre or something like that. It was about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the guy said to me,
I just
yeah, was it? Yeah, all you got, so that was done. When did you start? I said, that was it. I never had any training.
My
No,
goodness.
just go.
Wow.
But I mean, it's always interesting compiling and compiling with your listener in mind. You know, I don't just want to play music.
Yeah.
It's easy just to play Glenn Robertson every week.
Yeah.
But it's to find music that you're saying to people, listen to this.
Yeah.
You know, it may be Glenn Robertson doing Southern Samba. And
Yeah.
people say, I didn't know there's words. I said, but it's our guy doing it. So it's to find that
Yeah.
balance between what you know, what is interesting, and also educating.
Yeah.
Because for me, music was always an education.
Absolutely.
You know, I didn't want to listen to the same thing every week. You know, and it's through people like Glenn, maybe you guys in the days did you play a song, I don't know it.
Go and find out. Yes.
What that number and what
Yeah.
was it? Was it Yellow Jackets? Yes, the day.
Yeah.
You know,
And we would do the same. I'd go listen to Pacific Express or you know, Drive.
But
and
but
get
the
some
same-
new material.
Later on in life, when I started DJing at the club, basically, I would play something and then teach Jean-Pierre would come. Cassie, you see that CD, man? You know, Cassie, what is it? Somehow they get it. The next week,
They're playing it in their band.
you know, it was that excitement of
Yeah,
sharing.
it's wonderful.
And I think we've lost that as well because I love going out, but I love being challenged.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I'm not. You know, it's like the band is sort of playing okay, but then the band stops and the DJ is going off on some tangent.
Yeah.
So
there's no sync.
that's missing.
They're not in sync, you know. But Gary, I want to say this. I mean, I've listened into your program on Fine Music Radio, and I mean, you have an amazing amount of listeners from all around the world, and that is something that I haven't seen with other presenters. You know, a lot of the guys come with a whole lot of intellect and they can tell you who's who in the zoo and da 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 da, and sometimes it just kills the show. But you bring you almost allow people to relive an era
Yes.
through your music. But you're also educating, and often on Facebook they'll say, "Wow, who was that? That was something fresh. That was something new." And that is something that I think you bring to the table because of your what's the word? Eclecticness. Is that a word?
You see, some people are always asking me, "Who's your favorite band?" I can't.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite singer? I
It's
can't tell
impossible.
them.
It's impossible.
And I have been asked about how do you find your music? Where does it come from? Nowadays it's slightly easy. iTunes sends you recommendations, but but it's you know, from the early days is like you listen to John Coltrane, and John Coltrane's playing, but there's a piano at the background.
Then you go find out who that piano player is, then you go buy his CD. That's exactly the way we do it.
And you buy that piano and you say, "Hey man, yes,
There's a nice bassist on it." No, you're right.
So you know, it grows even with modern music.
Yeah.
It's like that journey never stops.
Yeah.
You know, like it just grows, it grows, it grows. Years ago, Sadeo Watanabe released that old photograph, Warren Weeb. Nobody had heard of him.
Yeah.
Even ye hadn't heard of him. But he was, you know, David Foster was sort of nurturing. I mean, he passed away before he could reach, but the most amazing voice.
Yeah.
You know, but I find on the internet helps a lot nowadays because a lot of those CDs that are not available, and he was singing with, what was this guy's, I'll get, my age is taking sing. But I saw this and went to go investigate Scott Jarrett. Now, Scott Jarrett is Keith Jarrett's brother.
Yeah.
But for years they used to have a radio program, I think with Carl Kikilis, and he used cassette.
Yeah.
Make a cassette. And there was this song on there, and it ended, the tape ended before he could announce it. For years, I looked for
The song.
the song. Didn't know who it was, but that song, it was half the song. I couldn't, and then, I'll get to his name. But he is, Warren Weeb was singing with Scott Jarrett.
Right.
And so I go look up Scott Jarrett.